So, it's breakfast time. We're gonna get some sprouted quinoa oatmeal and hemp seed vegan pizza with squeezed goji berry juice and a bowl of persimmons. And what is your involvement in the tanks?
I work here. I intern here for free flotations, basically.
Any horrific traumatic experiences?
Not completely traumatic. I've definitely come in touch with my total inner creepy weirdo a couple of times. Like, I've had a couple of experiences in there where I've had like a demon or something emerge that I realized was just in there and I never thought was really like a part of me. And one time he said, it was like in this weird Gollum voice, so he was like, kill it, just kill it. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? I had no idea like where it came from.
Jasmine's account of demonic possession made me think twice about sealing myself inside what could easily become a tank of nightmares. Really accentuates the alien abduction sensation that comes with being in a flotation tank. Like, just talking to you, I feel like it's a big furry probe that's about to extract semen from my testes. End of review.
It's a pretty cool looking tank.
Yeah, it is. I'm almost skeptical of it for that reason. So I'm like, yeah, you're a cool looking tank, but how do you float? I have a feeling that Ben's gonna have some strong words about the chlorination of these tanks. He's gonna be against it. I'm gonna bet you a kombucha that he's gonna be against that. I'm gonna bet you a GT Dave spirulina enriched trilogy of flavors that Ben is gonna be against the chlorination of his sensory deprivation tank. Time to treat this excruciating eye pain with a therapeutic non-saltwater shower that will be cold as ice. All of that's cold. There was definitely a difference in the ventilation of the tanks, that's for sure. Like, it was muggier, more humid.
In this one?
In the other one. This one had a much drier air zone. But now I'm a tank connoisseur, so I can just nitpick all the livelong day. All I know is that every tank I've used, they need to turn up the air temperature a little bit. And I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I understand that you don't want to feel hot. At the same time, it's not supposed to be a hot tub. But almost every tank I've ever used, I've always felt like it could still be
warmer?
A little warmer, especially in the air.
My experience was when I went to the New Spiro Wellness Center that the float tanks were too hot. And when I mentioned that to them, they said, well, that's the way people like them. The whole reason you're floating is to not feel the water. If you can feel it at all, then it's not floating.
Right.
It's not floating. The most powerful drug I've ever taken was that first float. It was such a pure, unadulterated high, and such a deep, perfect high, that, it's sort of like a peak experience that I just keep looking for over and over again. There's a lot of mental space to explore. I call it the innerverse. And when you have the right environment of the tank and the environment outside the tank, it gives you the freedom to explore that space. You shouldn't even have a single drip in your float, not a single one, because a single drip could pull you out of the best float you've ever had in your life.
Fully convinced by the tank guru's expertise, I decided that a transformative experience could be achieved by no less than 8 hours of uninterrupted flotation. I don't want to see any of these trees, this spectacular view. I want to see nothing but blackness and to feel a complete loss of sensation in my skin and body. That's what I'm looking for. I feel like we're all damaged by technology to some degree, even though of course technology has all these extremely beneficial qualities. I think just this entire culture of like having a phone in your hand and being able to compulsively check to see if anyone has tweeted at you or sent you a Facebook message or liked an Instagram photo. And I feel like it actually changes the way you think and destroys your ability to concentrate or do things like read a book that require sustained commitment to concentrating on something that isn't immediately stimulating you personally. And I wonder if sensory deprivation or something can work towards deconditioning or mitigating the damage caused by all of this technology.
Yeah, and not just the technology. I think that it can kind of mitigate the damage of living in our society in general.
And then I was wondering if I should try and smoke weed before doing it this time.
Do you want to? I got a bunch of good weed.
I'm tempted.
Got some NYC Diesel from the dispensary. It's high quality.
Oh, man.
And it's delicious.
Much like Joe Rogan, Ben was eager to teach me about the effect medical marijuana has on flotation.
Smoking wax. This is Hamilton's first time ever smoking earwax or butter.
Oh my God. As the cannabis released negativity from my crown chakra, I was suddenly struck with inspiration. If I could implement binaural metaprogramming positive affirmation technologies to free myself from the negative thought templates of ADHD, then I could streamline the optimization of my self-projection. It was worth a shot. What do you think would be a good positive affirmation, Nick?
What are the things that you'd like to change in your life?
I would like to be able to not allow anxiety to interfere with completing necessary tasks.
The thought of future tasks brings only the potential for growth and development.
Yes, that's good. Wow. Yes. I will regard tasks I must complete with cheerful readiness.
When you're in the tank, you're sort of cleansing the doors of perception. All of your sensory input is being cleaned. And when you come out, you're sort of like a baby coming out of the womb, and you're seeing things with fresh eyes and fresh skin and with fresh nose and with fresh ears.
I float in complete tranquility, cleansed by the tears of the mind's eye.
Sorry. You did that on purpose. I know now not to like eat or drink anything like right before.
2 craniosacral alignments and 10 kombuchas later, I was ready for what would be the longest float of my life.
When you feel like it's time to get out, either get out and go to the bathroom and get back in, or just move your body a little bit and then go back into the float.
I will do that. I realized that no advice any flotationist offered could prepare me for the task at hand. For the first time in my life, I had to take responsibility for my own flotation.
When do you want me to play your programming?
I guess just like
In the beginning?
I'm so zoned right now.
Good.
I'm so in the zone that it's gonna take 40 seconds. In the
Right.
tank before
When
I'm
you've
ready.
already floated today.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I'm
you're
more
ready
in
to
the zone
go.
than I've ever
So you
been
want
in
to
my
play
entire life.
Good. Great.
I am the master of my own concentration. I am the master of my own concentration. I will approach necessary tasks with cheerful readiness. In a world overrun by electronic distractions, it's appropriate that a tool as simple as a darkened box of salt water could create an environment of total and complete focus. After dozens of hours of floating, deconstructing my thoughts and meta-thoughts, I began to understand distraction and how I allow it to invade my mind. A powerful understanding that remained after I left the tank. I owe it all to Joe, Crash, Ben, Jasmine, Brandon, and the rest. Thanks for the memories.
Ah!
Customer service needed in the Shave Needs department.